really only dance if you don't understand how you be still. There's still something one to dance, and maybe you can break into pieces of your abandonment. The worldly passages only to dance that you can make yourself joyous around you. Dancing your ass off, veils off, but you hide the light show swirling heat at your feet. We can't world everything scattered like them stars and dust, and you make a circle to a little dance. You try and find to tavern your silent tune is only the symphony of stars. There are many ways to define. I chose one way to dance and laugh. There are 1,000 ways to kneel to kiss and ground yo. Ways to go home again and just profit, accept the agony. Just trust, wait for the water, never fear the fire. Your thoughts can sleep, do not cast the shadows that loom your heart. Let's go think. It's certain to the atom of goodness that faith is never lost. You have something's uncertainty, but maybe you're something what the venture is. And maybe they're going through their hard appearance or whatever this team depose, and you can feel not for this time to place and just report your debate. Those who don't feel this love and put like the river that drink from the dawn. Spring, raw, the sunset like the supper. You want to change, let them sleep. Remember in your bravery the blue bleed. Stronger than what you've seen, it's smarter than you think. It's twice beautiful than as you ever imagine. Why so? You can be enchanted by the world, mind the golden lines be between and you. We were the born potential. Maybe the goddess and trust in you with the born ideas, and maybe the dreams and you were born with the greatness. And I saw the wings meant for crawling. You don't have the wings, but learn to fly. Never even give me a reason down to face the man. He rises into the higher angel. If less overpowered was meant to descend to love within the gold. Make the move the boat to face dance. Maybe the God in the world has no limits except in your mind. Look up, give up the light of the other. The first makes you dizzy. I can search God found in the art. Maybe the side of the language of the world is translation. Maybe the moment it contains the easy messages heard from God. Touching the how did you get there, but close to your eyes. And would you ever become a disapprove? The condition of making yourself under the dust of your ashes. Love of the water living in the love of the most beautiful home. Happiness filled with the maybe sugar, eating the agony, the spirit, and maybe the tour of the season, holding water, life, and you drink from the cup. You will see the faces inside of it. You will have the lips to die, the self, to lose the discipline, the suffering that brings you everlasting life, the learning suppresses its that's not the truth inside of the cloud, and testing yourself. It's in the stars to retrieve, and maybe destroying is yours what you believe, and maybe the creed is the word to speak. And the lock and learn, and ways to worship in your mind, and rank is better than words in the night, the crazy and all right. Finding back to one, when you sleep in the present place, teaching your mind to music opposite. Spiritual fire and let it cook you up and make the peace and all religions that sing the one song for peace to be within you, the house of mercy be found out. Rest to the veins and the circle of the night. Silence of the breaking of the train for the love to break. The power of love became into me with fierce like a lion for the tendon of the evening stars. Silence in which I had no finding rejection and choosing the love and the loneliness, and maybe the loneliness is won't define the need for truth and endure the distance, and maybe the distance will shield me from the pain for the kissing of the winter for the undefined the gently look at the lips, and I can choose you through the dreams, and maybe you can have no shadows that remain inside of the dark, and maybe the light will bring them to the fore. Sight like rocks before I ask no reason to find it completely mixed with you with the lock and separate with the open the gate to hide the enter the hide and hide the hope. I'm trying to bug you and left behind of the head, and maybe the wound, the hunger, the anger, the maybe the public to sing instead, and I can sometimes order yours and help. Fortunately, through the heart of burns to save. Maybe the blossoming for everything you take the known to share the end of the doing the world good. As others are told. Myself as well for the grace I was overcoming what I thought to use as a language. Make it a song. resurrection now begin for the moment, for the new beauty, for the greatest in strength. Sometimes in line to the gentleness and the tenderness of the heart. A little while alone for the room to prove you're more valuable than anything that else could be deserved. Giving you for the silence, so this is the moment for the everything you're genuine inside it. You can bring me what you need, for there's nothing to believe, but only I stop for the beauty. For this is sitting quiet and listen to the voice that would say, be more silent, be more quiet. This is the sure sign that I've died in your old life, with the frantic running from the silence and moving outside the tangle of fear, for thinking life is living inside the silence, and your wealth cannot imagine it flowing through you. Do you not consider a stranger, say? Being secluded in your own secret heart house, that bold of silence to stop up, open everything to surrender to the beloved, blind silence for the stare staying upon. You can see they're looking inside the life of the infinite eyes, and wherever you can find the desires is distilled for the casting of just 2 volts and 2 love more. Whatever happens to me, don't fall in your despair, for even the doors are closed. The secret path will be there, for yet no one knows. I can't seek it yet, but there are so many paradises that are the end of the path to be grateful for this is the easy for thinking, not attaining for what I want, for thinking who you could be, for what I want, for the daring heart for you to be the others. Listening to the other sorrow with the compassion, if you want the peace and heart with the bad thoughts, and do not gossip what they don't, teach what they don't, for everything emptiness, peace to the love. Everything else is just a disease. The world of trickery, emptiness, and what the soul wants. And this is the one for the breathing, and what the shame for the constricted. And this is another way for the breathing of love, for all that takes away the infinite. Which false troubles the heart, for the truth brings us joy and tranquility. Your today's is the swimming and wildly and joyously in gratitude, and wearing that gratitude like the cloak, and able to find your corner of the life, and being thankful for the place to where your beloved loves and lives. The world is a vast fullness. Self is to not feel lonely into the universe, but it's inside of you, for the this is what you can find yourself in lasting beauty of this. Shine for the whole. Love is made for the eye, for one who sees it. For one day the wind is perfect, for the sail just need to be open, and world is just as full of beauty as it can be. The very center of the heart is where the life begins, the most beautiful place on earth. The sky will blow down that beauty if you do. You'll forget no one who doesn't care about the ownership, and who doesn't care about the profit, for every human exchange, for the universe is the legit. The stars that come through me, the beauty, and see me as the reflection of you. I'll be the mirror for the life that is more magnificent, for the sun, for the sunset, for the breathing, the dawn, for the secrets to tell, for that you can go back to sleep and whatever hurts the soul. The tasting of that water for this own essence. We can't help but be thirsty for the moving towards the voice of the water, for the water getting caught within habitual whirlpools. Dig away through the bottom of the ocean, there's the moon inside of every human, and learn to be companions with it. Who could be so lucky who comes to the lake for the water, for sees the reflection of the moon, for to be like the sun, for the grace and the mercy, to be like the night that covered others and faults, and maybe the light, the running of water, generosity, be like the rage and anger, be like the earth for the modesty, and appeared as you are, as you daylight before the sun, and dancing with the particles, to whisper. Journey within myself and entering the splendor of only life with the light, self-existence and dissolving within, being everything for the heart, for the sizing of the ocean, to find myself for the hidden depth. Let those waters settle and you'll see the moon mirrored in my own being, with whatever the water flows, the flourishing repair, the fears apart, for the divine mercy is shown. How do I know when I am, when where I am, how can a single wave locate itself inside the ocean? I found that heart, you never leave this house of light. You know it yet for the light that lights the world, your task, and what the passion is being to acquire in the inner life, for the truth lifts the heart, and like water refreshes the thirst. Love is the water, the life that jump into the water, but listen to the sound of the waves within me. Surfs up, gnarly, who's ever power for the dancing and dwelling within God, the giving up of the soul, for the chore, for the music is their own mere noise in the light. Make the poems of yourself for the dance, and I can be the cipher, becoming the art and divine. The painlessly left and leave the blown dancing, when the body had to suspend yourself through the world to be kind to yourself. You come to see that we all evolve us, in order to understand the one who must be still, in order to truly understand the stillness of one must dance, and dance make brilliant. I run after that I was thinking I was what I wanted. For the days of the furnace and distress, for all the anxiety and sitting down, for the place of patience and needing to flow within me, for the pain from this I understand, for what was once and also attracted me, for the great seeking to know for anyone can grasp it. There is that little life in what you search for, the jewel within the mountain of the body, for observing what your wonders are. If they occur around you, for don't claim them. Feel the artistry move through in silent. Don't grieve for anything you lose and come around in another form. That soul that worries too much and half the scene, for only strength of your own beauty, for the only golden wing, for anything less. Don't you worry about the truth. Or the soul is my head bursting with the joy for the unknown, for the heart that's spanning for the thousand folds, and you should be happy. You should be full of bloom, for the he has escaped for the world, for the perfumes and beyond the colors and perfumes they bend the heart for the soul, for the gratefulness, and you can shine it like a sun. It would be mad so glazed, mad so graceful, so travel so late. The sun is going to be set, the brief days and you be strength, quick and spare for the effort of the wings and the destiny coming to you, when you will find the love to come to you without the haste, the peace. To near you for the death of the considering and grief and making yourself miserable for the coming to come. For I learned the motive will taste of your taste of death, and you will taste of life, and you life of harm, the half taken of the breath and no plant. Anything but the love of the be kindness and harmful. Poisons return yourself sweet inside of you. And listen to the unstruck sounds and sift through the music, and you can hear the heart for the every very old friend, for the sitting and those who understand you, and there is nothing but you can want, for the presence of the friendship in the time of dissolving. And rise above the animalistic behaviors and be kind to one another. And be helpful for a friend, and you will always be the green tree, will always bring the fruit for always deeper journeys into the love. To support you for those and talking to them in sacred text, and you and how we do, and you can keep the practices together for searching of the innermost in nature, for the use of much to use the rose for, and they baits for. The present moment to stay true, for the tomorrow is not our way. The winding day is hot as it feels, or how it feels when the friend gets together, for the refreshing of within, for the flowers due to each other, for the spring and the rain, for the words be the pretext and the inner bond, for the draws them closer to another, not the words but me. The friendship of the wise is good, for the enemy is better than the foolish one. If you were looking for the friend who was faultless, you would be friendless indeed, for the struggling, for those who have the door between, for those that hold the wall, this is an illusion. For the friend closeness is anywhere to put your foot from feeling me, for the firmness in you. Be with those who help your being. To me, nothing but the world is a precious and genuine smile, for the especially of a child, for the one makes up a story, for the child of becoming the father of a child losing and what's listening together of intelligent desires to find your control for whatever they want. All the people on the planet are children, except for the very few that no one has grown up, except for those who free for the desire. For I'm the child, for the teacher was left to show the life. My master won't let me grow to be a fool. What will the children do for the morning if they can't see us fly? Whenever sorrow comes to be finding it, my place within the pearl saw's hand, for what hurts you come, for the blessing of darkness is my canon, for the depression of what connected to the insolence of the refusal of praise, and don't grieve anything but you can lose or come around for another form, for this is the place to dream but not conceive the sleepers and consider it real. The death coming from the light dawn, you wake up with the life of what you thought was the grief, and don't dismiss the heart, but even if it's filled with the sorrow and sorrow, treasures and borrow, you're buried into the broken hearts, and don't be sad. The heaviest rains come round to the darkest clouds, for what sorrow can shake your heart, for the better for things it will fall for place and prepare you for the joy of violence, sweeping everything in and out of your house, and you can find a new joy, and you can find a space to enter and shake the yellow leaves, for the borrowing of your heart, for the freshening of the green leaves that can grow inside the place. Sorrow, it would pull those rotten roots, and so the new roots from hidden beneath and have room to grow. It would be far better for things that would take their place. The joining of the community and the saints, for the knowing the delight, for the soul, for entering the room, for the hearts and learning the meaning of humanity, for the grief that can be the guard, for the compassion to keep your heart from the opening and through everything, for the pain from to be. The greatest is the alley in life, for the searching of your own love and wisdom, for the wounding, for the room for the placing of the light that enters, and you can find the beneathing of the hurt, for the grief and the disappearance of the emptiness without a thousand new disguises for the book. Listen to me and find a moment for the quiet. Being sad and hear the blessings dropping upon the blossoms around you. Everyone is overridden by the thoughts and they greet you. Have a heartache and the sorrow for the marvels of the world, for the sight of the soul, for the sitting in the prison, for the key in the hand. Don't turn away for the keeping in the gaze and the band-aids, for the place where the way you can light the enter and find goals. Find your loss and the pain, for the now you can become the cure. Maybe the patience will sit in the dark and the dawn is coming.
Can I introduce you to my band? So, we got Femi on the drums. Harley on the bass, Amani on the keys, and Ben on the guitar. We've just finished.
When I run after that I was thinking I was what I wanted for the days of the furnace and distress.
This love being the hurt that I can't cure with the drugs or the spirits. It will try to take down these spirits and I will lift them up. But love has the heart attacks, but it can't be. For the beauty surrounding us all, usually we need to be walking to the garden and know it, but yet I lost my hat with gazing into the moon, for the lost my mind, for the gratitude, for the wine, for the soul, for going on, for getting drunk. If you are irritated by the every rub, will your mirror be polished? I neither have a soul for the body, for the coming with the soul of all souls, when souls beat the rug, when blows who are not against the rug, but against the dust inside of it, and concentrate the essence and concentrate on the light. For what do you say inside a prison, for the door so wide, for the beyonding of righteousness, for the wronging of there is to feel, for I meet you there, for the something, opening of the wings, and something to make the boredom hurt disappear. Someone filled the cup in front of us, and we taste the sacredness, and everything brings what we need, for the pain beers is cure like a child, for the having and nothing can provide provisions, and you'll produce everything that you can find. The difficult question for the marvelous answer, it then appears for the soul. It's been given to the own ears for the hearing the things the mind does not understand, for the discarding for yourself, root thereby your regaining of your spread to the trap of humanity getting for the love. You think it's the rain for the snap behind the veil, for the angels and sometimes we inside and deep and asking for the answering and wisdom to tell us we're not worthy, for the letting us know who we are, for the flowing between the two. My words are like the ship in the sea and the meaning, and come to me for you to take the depth of the spirit, and I will meet you there, for the ignoring, for those who make you fear, for those who degrade you back towards the sin and death. The time has come for you to turn your heart into the temple of fire, for open your hands and want to be held, and washing yourself, for the soul is here for its own joy. The seeking of the sound that never ceases to seek the sun but never sets. The convention and opinion may be the ruin for the souls, when whatever purifies you is the right path for not to deny it. Define it. Let go of your mind and then be the mindful. Close your ears and listen. The world is the mountain in which your words will echo back to you. For the moment you accept what troubles and you've been going through, and the giving for the door will open and you laugh as much as you breathe and as long as you live, and you can have the anxiety because your desire for the harmony is this. Seek this harmony, for then you will gain the peace, and anything which you find more than a necessity is the poison, for it may be power, for the wealth, the hunger, the ego, the greed, the laziness, for the ambition, the hate, anything for the poetry. That can also be dangerous, especially to giving the illusion of having not had an experience of only going through it, for the seeking of wisdom, or a stranger and one the same, for the cleaning out the ears and not listening to what I already knew. Happy the soul that saw its own faults, but when you lose the sense of it all, for the bonds of thousands to change will vanish, and this is the peaceful one you cannot discern. Having more for the less, for the unbounding of the name, for the fame, for the freak, for the sorrow, for the world, for the mostly from itself, and you can be there for the river. Or never satisfied, for the love of the world, for the love of the knowledge, and whenever the rebuilding of the old building, I must find the destroying of the old one. The radiance that shines for every atom you create, but every pretty desire keeps it hidden, for everything about it has been gone with yesterday, and today is need to say the new things. And why are we knocking on the door for the go knocking of their own heart? Your lovers don't know, or don't finally meet themselves and someone for their each other, and all along for the vows, for the marriage of be song, for the blessed, for the only you, for the loving and understanding and seeking what you can find the echo inside the universe. The love is to fly towards the secret sky because of the hundreds of veils to fail, for each moment who only left to go the light to finally step to without defeat, for the minute for earning hurt the first story. And I know in the blind that was. The lovers that don't finally meet somewhere. Look inside the depths of them. There is no salvation for the soul, but falling for love for the others can escape for the two worlds so that you can find the continuation of those who taste like the honey for the dotes. Once had the desires. But all that melted away and had no companionship, for no beginning and no ending, for the dawn, for the soul, the call within the me, for the ignorant, for the way, the love that set me free. The path where you're neither the masters or the owner, for the lives, for brushing of the hands, for your must of the pain, for only for what begins to keep smiling, for the losing in yourself, for the sky, for has no place for the lose the wings of love. Whether you talk and I'm yours, for the giving back of me, for I love you, someone, for you're always the joining of the abstinence and solitude and strife. I be the teacher to love myself. It's the subtle truth for whatever you love and you are. This is the path constantly, consistently letting myself be drawn for the stronger pulling of what you can finally and truly love. For the every moment is glorious by the light, for the love, for the sober, for the only the ways of the hangover, for the memories. Traveling, bringing that power back into the life and the cell body, for the bursting of the worry, the what to be solved, for everything could be flickering, what we die, the spark that starts the fire, to come out the circle in time.